Hello students. Now in this session let us discuss physical properties of ethers. Physical properties of ethers. Due to difference in electronegativity between carbon and oxygen atom, the electronegativity is totally different. So carbon oxygen bond is CO bond is polar. CO bond is polar in nature. Due to the difference in electronegativity of carbon and oxygen, the carbon-oxygen bond is polar in nature. Hence, ethers have a net dipole moment. Net dipole moment is the first physical property. The dipole-dipole interaction in ethers do not appreciably affect their boiling point. If they have dipole-dipole moment, these ethers have dipole-dipole interaction, they do not appreciably affect the boiling point. Hence, their boiling points are comparable to those of the alkenes of comparable molecular mass. That is the second point. And third point, the boiling points of alcohols are higher. Boiling points of alcohol are higher than that of corresponding ethers, as alcohols exhibit intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Alcohols, they exhibit intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Next point, even though ethers do not involve the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, due to the presence of electronegative oxygen atom, they involve in hydrogen bonding with water molecule. Even though they contain the electronegative oxygen atom, the association of ether molecule does not take place. Instead, they form hydrogen bond with water molecule. Hydrogen bond with water molecule. Therefore, the miscibility of ethers with water resembles to those of alcohols of the same molecular mass. Then next one, alkenes, that doesn't contain highly electronegative atom, hence they are not involved in hydrogen bonding with the water molecule, hence they are insoluble in water. Alkenes, that does not form hydrogen bonding. Alkenes that does not form hydrogen bonding with water, hence they are insoluble in water. Hence they are insoluble in water. These are some of the physical properties of ethers. Now let us discuss chemical properties of ethers. First is reactions involving cleavage of CO bond. Reactions involving cleavage of or breaking up of carbon oxygen bond. Ethers do not undergo reactions involving cleavage of CO bond. Hence, they undergo reactions only under drastic conditions. They are not undergo the chemical reactions involving cleavage of this carbon oxygen bond. They undergo reactions only under drastic condition. Under drastic condition. Now let us discuss reaction with hydrogen halides. Reaction with hydrogen halides. Reaction with hydrogen halides. Ethers reacts with hydrogen halide. Ethers reacts with hydrogen halides. They form alcohol. or alkyl halide or alkyl halide depending upon the temperature of the reaction. Depending upon the temperature of the reaction. TURE, temperature of the reaction. Now let us discuss reaction of ethers with cold and concentrated hydrogen iodide. Ethers reacts with hydrogen iodide, that to cold and concentrated hydrogen iodide. Ethers, this is general formula of ether, reacts with hydrogen iodide, that is cold and concentrated hydrogen iodide. You are going to get alcohol and alkyl iodide. This is alcohol, alkyl iodide. This is cold and concentrated. Now let us take case 1. The reactions are totally different with symmetrical ethers and unsymmetrical ethers. First, let us consider symmetrical ethers, reaction with symmetrical ethers. When diethyl ether reacts with C2H5, OC2H5. When diethyl ether reacts with cold and concentrated hydroiodic acid, we are going to get ethyl iodide plus ethyl alcohol. If ethers are treated with cold and concentrated hydroiodic acid or hydrogen iodide, you are going to get a molecule of alcohol and a molecule of alkyl iodide. Here, this is diethyl ether reacts with hydroiodic acid, that to cold and concentrated hydroiodic acid gives ethyl iodide and ethyl alcohol. Now let us discuss the reaction of hydrogen iodide with unsymmetrical ethers. When unsymmetrical ethers reacts with concentrated cold and concentrated hydroiodic acid, then iodine gets attached to lower alkyl group. If unsymmetrical ethers are treated with hydroiodic acid, then iodine gets attached to the lower alkyl group. For example, when methoxyethane reacts with cold and concentrated HI, as per this rule, iodine gets attached to lower alkyl group. Here lower alkyl group is CH3, so CH3I, you are going to get CH3I methyl iodide plus C2H5OH or CH3CH2OH. Here iodine doesn't attach to this ethyl group, so it's attached to lower alkyl group, which is CH3 in this case. In this case, CH3 is the lower alkyl group. Next, case 3. Unsymmetrical ethers containing a tertiary alkyl group. When an unsymmetrical ether reacts with cold and concentrated hydrogen iodide, the iodine gets attached to tertiary alkyl group. Iodine gets attached to tertiary alkyl group. This is unsymmetrical ether containing tertiary alkyl group. This is tertiary carbon atom. This is tertiary carbon atom. If ethers containing tertiary alkyl group, then this iodine gets attached to tertiary alkyl group, but not the CH3. In this case, it is attached to. In this case, it is unsymmetrical ether. In this case, but it is not tertiary. In this case, the iodine gets attached to lower alkyl group, but in this case, iodine gets attached to the tertiary alkyl group. So here cold and concentrated condition, we are going to get CH3, CCH3, iodine gets attached to tertiary alkyl group, tertiary butyl iodide plus CH3OH. CH3OH. In any case, we are not supposed to write CH3I and say this tertiary butyl alcohol. Tertiary butyl alcohol. Next is case 4. Unsymmetrical ethers containing benzene ring. Unsymmetrical ethers containing a benzene ring. When unsymmetrical ethers containing benzene ring, with then hydrogen, the iodine gets attached to alkyl group, but not the benzene ring. For example, anisole. OCH3. Anisole is unsymmetrical ether which contains a benzene ring. It reacts with cold and concentrated hydrogen iodide. Cold and concentrated hydrogen iodide. This is anisole. Then this iodine gets attached to the lower alkyl group, but it doesn't attach to benzene ring. You are going to get phenol. You are going to get phenol plus CH3I. Iodine gets attached to alkyl group, but not the benzene ring. Now let us discuss reactions of ethers with hot and concentrated HI. Ethers reacts with hot and concentrated HI. They form alkyl iodide or aryl iodide. They form alkyl iodide or aryl iodide plus molecule of water. For example, this is first this is ether, this is hot and concentrated hydrogen iodide, this is alkyl or aryl iodide. Here we are not going to get alcohol, instead we are going to get only halides. Example, when methoxymethane reacts with hot and concentrated HI, you are going to get methyl iodide as product plus a molecule of water. This is the reaction of ethers with hot and concentrated HI. Now here note, Number 1, as both the groups present in ether gets converted into the iodo compounds, symmetrical as well as non or unsymmetrical ethers, they react identically with hot concentrated HI. Whether it is symmetrical ether or unsymmetrical ether, will end with the corresponding iodides. Then that is reaction of symmetrical and unsymmetrical ether is same with hot and concentrated hydrogen iodide. Second, the order of reactivity of hydrogen iodide. H, order of reactivity. Hydroiodic acid is having more reactivity than HBr than HCl. This is order of reactivity of hydrogen halides. Now let us discuss electrophilic substitution reactions of ethers. Aromatic ethers undergo electrophilic substitution reactions. We can write resonance structure for aromatic ethers as follows. In resonance structures, the pair of electrons, they are drawn towards benzene ring. So you are going to get, this is the movement of a delocalization electron. So here in the ortho position, you are going to get negative charge. It forms bond. Then this bonded pair of electrons, they concentrate on the para position. You are going to get third resonance structure. Movement of electron takes place like this. You are going to get fourth resonance structure. Then movement of electron takes place like this. You are going to get fifth resonating structures. Here the OR group attached to the benzene ring. The OR group which is attached to the benzene ring. This OR group attached to the benzene ring increases electron density in the ortho as well as para position. Hence it is ortho and para directing group. Ortho and para directing group. It also an electron donating group. Hence increases the reactivity of benzene for electrophilic substitution reaction. This is electron. Our group is electron donating group. So increases reactivity of benzene. Increases reactivity of benzene for electrophilic substitution reaction. Hence it is called as activating group. OR group is called as activating group. OR group is activating group. Therefore the reactions takes place at milder condition. Milder condition. Now let us discuss hallucination of ethers, that is electrophilic substitution reactions. Anisole reacts with bromine in acetic acid. Anisole, that is C6H5OCH3. Anisole reacts with bromine in the presence of acetic acid or ethanoic acid. acetic acid or ethanoic acid, you are going to get a mixture of, this is OCH3, here Br, this is para-bromoanisole, para-bromoanisole, this is the major product, plus OCH3, this is ortho-bromoanisole plus HBr. As this is due to activating OCH group, alkoxy group, bromination takes place even in the absence of halogen carrier. Halogen carrier is not at all required. As this is activating group, bromination takes place even in the absence of halogen carrier. Now we'll discuss Friedel-Crafts alkylation. When anisole reacts with methyl chloride, anisole reacts with methyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride as a catalyst, we are going to get a mixture of 4-methoxytoluene, 4-methoxytoluene and 2-methoxytoluene. 2-methoxytoluene plus 2-HBr. Anisole reacts with methyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous ClCl3 aluminum chloride catalyst, mixture of ortho and para methyl anisole. Methyl anisole is formed, or it is also called as 4-methoxytoluene. This is 2-methoxytoluene. Now let us discuss Friedel-Crafts acetylation. Anisole reacts with acetyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous ClCl3. We are going to get 4-methoxyacetophenone and 2-methoxyacetophenone, OCH3, COCH3. This is 4-methoxyacetophenone and 2-methoxyacetophenone. Plus 2 molecules of HCl. This reaction known as Friedel-Crafts acetylation reaction. Anisole reacts with acetyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous ClCl3. You are going to get 4-methoxy. This is acetophenone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-methoxyacetophenone, and this is 1, this is 2, 2-methoxyacetophenone. This is about Friedel-Crafts acetylation reaction. Now we'll discuss nitration of anisole. Anisole reacts with nitrating mixture, that is a mixture of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. You are going to get OCH3 NO2. This is 1-methoxy 4 1-methoxy 4-nitrobenzene. The next product is OCH3 NO2 plus 2H2O plus 2H2O. This compound is 1-methoxy 2-nitrobenzene. 1-methoxy 2-nitrobenzene. 1-methoxy 2-nitrobenzene. When anisole is treated with nitrating mixture, you are going to get ortho as well as para nitro products. Now let us discuss some point over here. Note, even though in anisole both ortho and para positions are rich with electron density, during electrophilic substitution reactions, the para isomer is a major product. Para isomer is the major product. This is due to steric hindrance. Caused by methoxy group at the ortho position. This is about electrophilic substitution reactions of ethers.